In Chapter 9, we'll look at the basics of term insurance. Most of you are taking our course to prepare for the licensing exam. Some of you will find this on YouTube and just want to know more about term insurance. Before we start highlighting the details in the chapter, in the textbook, let's go to the whiteboard and get an overview of term insurance. To do this, we need to compare term insurance, term life insurance, with all of the rest of the types of life insurance, which bundled together tend to be referred to as whole life. Now, within whole life, there are a number of subcategories, but term, for the most part, is term. So we need to contrast these two. With whole life, I take the physical once, pass it, and I have the right to be insured for my life, typically up to age 100. So when I reach 100, the actuaries assume that I have died and I'm paid out whatever the face amount of the life insurance policy is. But with whole life, I never have to take a physical again, and my premium is set for life. So if I want a set premium for life, never want to worry about the premium going up, whole life is for me. Also, if I want to take only the one physical exam, pass that, and be insurable, so to speak, for the rest of my life, whole life is for me. Now, for me, the biggie here is that I spend money like mad. I can't save a nickel. And part of that's the problem with my wife, Nancy, who prefers to spend it on the kids. If she didn't spend it, I'd spend it, so I really can't blame Nancy. But the third thing I'd like that I get with whole life is, in effect, a forced savings account. So I set up with whole life a savings account, and every year when I pay my premium, part of my money goes into the savings account, and at some point, if I'm broke, I could cash this policy in, take the money and run. I could also borrow against it at a fairly low interest rate, and probably when I reach age 75, 80, whatever, I'm going to feel a little foolish buying life insurance. I probably don't need it at that point. So what I would probably do with the whole life policy at age 75, 80, 65 maybe, is cash it in and take that money and buy a boat and sail around the world, or cash it in and buy an annuity that will pay me so much money for the rest of my life, or use the money to buy rest home insurance or whatever. So that forced savings plan can be a good deal for me when I'm younger, a good deal for me when I'm older, and not very many people actually keep their whole life policies to age 100. So what does term do on the other hand? Well, the key thing that everybody says you need to know about term insurance is it's cheaper. Well, sure, it's cheaper. It's cheaper because it's not as good as the contrasting whole life policies. It's cheaper because there's no forced savings account. So I don't set up a savings account, and I also will have to, I will be insured only for some term. Now, in theory, the term could be a year, but can you imagine an insurance company requiring me to take a physical every year? Well, the cost of the physical would be prohibitive, so they don't want to insure me for a year. So typically these are 5, 10, 15, 20-year term policies. So let's assume I get a 15-year term. So during the 15 years, I'm insured. My premium is level and fixed. It doesn't go up for the 15 years. But the downside here, although the plus is it's cheaper, the downside is I have no savings account. That is, I don't have any money in the policy that I can access. I can't borrow against it. I can't cash it in. At the end of the 15 years, I get nothing back. Now, if I'd paid into a whole life policy for 15 years, I would have this savings account I could borrow against or cash in. So no savings account, and I think I need that because otherwise Nancy or I will spend all the money. Second thing is the premium will go up. Now, it won't go up during this 15-year term. It'll be set for that time period. But at the end of 15 years, it will go up astronomically unless I take a physical and prove I'm in pretty good shape. Now, what I don't know is what will my physical condition be in 15 years. I could have some disease where I can't pass the physical and the insurance company won't insure me at all. Or if they do, it'll only be at a high rate or for a low amount of insurance. So we can bet that the premium will go up after 15 years. And also, after 15 years, I'm going to have to take another physical to have insurance that continues beyond the 15 years. But if I know that I only need insurance for 15 years because after that a trust fund kicks in and is going to provide for me and the family for the rest of our lives, then term insurance would be fine. I often hear the phrase, buy term and invest the rest. I can assure you, in my family, we never invest the rest. We spend it. We go to Disneyland, we buy the ski boat, we blow the money in some way. So if I could look ahead, for me, I should have known that whole life would be better for me than for term. But in a whole lot of situations, term is absolutely perfect. So realize that it is cheaper because you don't get as much with term as with the other forms of whole life insurance. So understanding the basics, that I'm insured only for some set time period, a term, that after that the premium will go up, but during the term period it won't, and that after the 15 years I'm going to have to take another physical and prove insurability to get more insurance. Although in some situations the insurance company will say, don't worry, after the 15 years, you can renew the policy. Well, there's a catch. Yeah, you can renew it, but only at a much higher premium. So term might be perfect for you. Whole life may be perfect for you. It's kind of like buying a car versus a pickup. Which do you need? Which best serves your needs? So with that basic understanding out of the way, let's go into the chapter and learn more about term and whole life insurance. If you're not presently one of our students, go to our website at americasprofessor.com and you can see sample chapters and learn more about our courses to prepare you for the licensing exam.